Good morning, guys. Welcome back to our course. So, how was your weekend? Is audio video clear? Okay, guys. So it's right now. It's 11:01. We will start it. We will start in another 2 minutes. Till that, just ask your friends to join. So, guys, practice किया. So basically, course में we have reached over here. Let me show you. This is our course basically. So basic concepts we are clear. Then उसके बाद control structures we are done with that. Then उसके बाद we are done with functions and modules. Today we will be done with exception and files. I hope you have completed previous 3 modules on your solo learn account. If not, just do it. मतलब वो ज़्यादा time नहीं लेगा. And at the end of the course, you will be able to get a certificate. Up to here, it is simple. लेकिन इसके बाद more types are also simple. Then functional programming से थोड़ा difficult level hard होगा. And then we will be looking at object oriented programming, what are regular expressions. And so basically I guess this course will be continued in this week, मतलब इस week के लिए. Okay, guys, so if any of your friends are joining, just ask them to join. So we are going to start it. Okay, guys, so let's start with today's lecture. I guess we should start now. It's 11:04. So basically today's agenda is first we are going to see what is assertions in Python. Then after that we are going to learn about file handling. So today's agenda is मतलब आज का lecture शायद छोटा ही होगा. If there is time, we will also continue with more types of data, that is tuples, then dictionaries and all that stuff. So basically first point for the day is assertion, then how we open files, then reading files, then writing files, then working with files. So this is the basically what we are going to learn today. So let's start with assertion. What is assertion? Okay, assertion is in simple terms is nothing but a sanity check. Sanity check in the sense basically हम क्या करते हैं, we run a particular part of code, and along with that we just give the input and expected output. If the input and expected output matches, then there is no error, else there is a error thrown, as the assertion becomes false, and in that way assertion is performed. Now let's try to understand it with the help of a simple example. Let's define our function. Let's say we are going to perform an operation, a simple mathematical operation, let's say multiplication. So we are going to define our function as in this way, x comma y. Then what we are going to return is x multiplied by y. Okay, so basically I have run this code. This function has been saved into the system. So now let's see how assertion works. Okay, so basically assert में हम क्या करेंगे, assertion is performed using keyword called assert. Then assertion, let me show you first. Now let's try assert. Let's pass two parameters as 5, 10. We have to check equals to its output would be 50. Okay, so let's see what. Now it hasn't thrown any error, it has run successfully. Let me show you again. Now if I will just change the output over here, expected output, let's say it is 49. See, assertion error has occurred over here. So this is the simplest method to test whether our function is working well or not. So basically let me show you one more thing. Let's print something named 1. Then we will print assert 1 plus 1 equals to 2. Then print 2 assert 2 plus 2 equals to 4. Then we will again assert multiplication, let's say 3, 4 equals to 1. Now as I said, assert 1 plus 1 equals to 2, it will throw no error, print 2 हो जाएगा. Then after that assert 2 equals to 2 plus 2 equals to 4. Then ये भी हो जाएगा assert successfully. Then when I will perform this operation, multiply 3, 4 is equal to 1, so it will throw an assertion error. See, okay, so basically this was assertion. Now let's see one more thing about what assertion can do. Assert can take second argument, which can be passed to assertion error. Let me show you with the help of an example. अब हमने क्या किया, assert किया and we just checked over here. Okay, anywhere over here we haven't used the second argument. So basically हम एक और argument pass करेंगे, which would be a string. So this is nothing but our predefined message. So if we look over here, assertion error, so it doesn't explain what is the exact error over here. So using this second argument we can explain to the user or the coder or anyone, so what error has actually occurred. So what error we can put over here is, let's say, incorrect output. Incorrect output would be our predefined message. See, first previously there was just assertion error, but as we have passed another argument, that is incorrect output, so it has become incorrect output over here. So it is showing us a message which is incorrect output. So this was about assertion, friends. I hope you have understood. If you have any doubt, please ask in the chat section. So basically what we are doing over here is nothing but checking if the expected output and actual output is matching or not. So simplest method of testing any module. So in this way we can test whether our module is correct or not. Also we can do it using manually running the code, but this is also a method. Using this method we can test our model. So yeah. So next part for the day is we are going to work with files. So let me give a very basic explanation about files. Files matlab what is the first task that we do when we work with files. First task is we open, then we read it, and the last part is always important, which is we have to close the file. Okay, so let's see how this file is opened using open function. Its argument is part to that file. If not present, that file is newly created. Let me show you over here. From the audience section, just give me example of any name which you want to create as a file. Any name, just to engage you all. Just give me a name in the chat section. I will create that file. I will just wait for 1 minute so I get input from you, then we will continue. Okay, so let's create a file name attendance. So let's see how it is done. Okay, for working with files, make sure you need a object, matlab जिसमें हम store करेंगे. So basically I will give it over here as file. One second. Okay, so my file is equal to open. As I said, we use open method to open the file. So first argument it takes is the part to that file. So attendance .txt. We are creating a simple text file, comma. We will mention a mode over here. So basically, when we are opening a file, we have to mention the mode, in what mode we are opening the file. So for example, if we are using R as a opening mode, then we are opening the file in read mode. Similarly, W as write and A is append. That is, we are editing the file, or matlab we are putting the contents into the file from the end of the file. So matlab previous contents aren't deleted. Okay, so let's see how it is done. So let's open this file in write mode. Make sure we are closing the file. Now let's write something into our file. My file. Guys, just do one thing. Whenever we are opening a file, this is your today's task. All you have to do is what operations we can perform on this file. Just check it. After writing a dot, just press tab. Just a second. So you will get all these methods which are available, or the operation that can be performed on our file. So basically, your today's task is to just check out all these options. The ones you are able to understand, it's well and good. Else Google them and try to perform at least one operation on each and every method. So now we are going to simply write. Okay, so in this way we just open the file. If you are working with textual files, so basically the data in textual files is not it is not stored in the form of text. So basically in the image files, the data is stored using binary bits, that is 0 and 1s, and in that way, if we want to work with those files, we will mention the mode as binary mode, so the file will be opened in binary mode. So let's move forward to how we read the files. Before that, we will just write some content into our file. So first we will see how we write the files. Using write method, it is as simple as that. A file open in write mode will delete its content. For example, let me show you over here. if I write something into my file, you can simply mention the string over here as let's say today is a great day. Okay, so basically today is a great day. Let me open this file into another block of code. Let's say f is equal to open. Again we will mention the same path of our file, and let's open this attendance dot txt, comma, let's open it in read mode. So f print f dot read, f dot close. We have to close the file each and every time. So basically you can see today is a great day. Now as I have opened this file in read mode, so basically what it is doing, we are just reading the contents of the file. But what will happen if we try to open it in write mode? Let's see. Now let's run the file again. Now as you can see, it has thrown an error. The error is unsupported operation, it is not readable. This is because I have opened it in write mode. So basically उसका पूरा content delete हो गया. That's why it thrown an error. Let's run this part of code again. So we are writing again into our file. Now let's open it in read mode and see if it supports our read operation. So as you can see, if we open the file directly into the write mode, it is throwing us an error. Okay, so f dot read, sorry, if we are opening the file it in the write mode, it is throwing an error. If we are opening it simply in the read mode, it will not throw the error. Now let's try to write contents into our file. Now as I said before, if we are opening the file in the write mode, it will delete its previous contents. Let me show you. Now as we run this code, what would be the contents of the file? It would be today is a great day. Okay, but as I said, when we open the file in the write mode, its contents are deleted. So let's write something into our file. F dot let's say write, let's say this weekend was boring. It actually was. I don't know about you, but for me it was a bit boring. So let's run this content. Okay, so it hasn't thrown any error. Write mode में successfully it got opened. उसने contents भी लिख दिए. Now let's try to open this file again. Let's just read its contents after writing. Print f dot read. As we have opened this file in the write mode, it won't allow us to read it, or it is telling us that operation is unsupported. Let's try it by closing the file and then again opening it. Print f dot read, and we will close the file. Okay guys, so sorry, as मैंने method नहीं mention किया, it didn't close, and instead of that it is showing this thing. Let me run it again for you. So basically we opened the file in the write mode, we wrote something into it, then I got close, then then we again opened the file in the read mode, then we read the contents of that file and we closed it. So if you have any doubt up to this point, just let me know in the chat section, or I will continue with the append mode. So basically we have seen the two modes which are read mode हो गया, write mode भी हो गया. Now let's see our third mode, which is append mode. Now as I said, if I open the file in the write mode, contents delete होता है, but I don't want my contents to be deleted, so I will open my file in the append mode. So basically when I will open my file in the append mode, I can write the contents into my file. Let's write f.write have a great day. So basically we are writing this content and we will close the file. As we are opening it in append mode, I guess we can also read the file simultaneously. Let's see. Print f.read and then we will close the file. Okay, so as we are opening it in append mode, it is not allowing us to read the file. So there is this plus sign. Let me show you. Whenever we want to perform multiple operations on a file, all we can mention it over here is a plus sign. Okay, so let's open the file again and then we will see whether it has written our contents or not. Guys, I am a bit less confident about files, so if you think there is any doubt or anything is going wrong, just let me know. We will solve that doubt in the live session. f.read f.close. Okay, so basically when we open the file in the append plus mode, plus represents that we can perform multiple operation at simultaneously. So basically what happened here was we read the file, but at that time the contents which were previously present in the file were just read, and then the append operation was performed, so that when we read the file again, so it's shown as the updated contents. So that was it. Do you have any doubts? Please tell me yes or no in the chat section. Just let me know if you have any doubts. Yeah, okay. So I guess there are no doubts. So we will continue with our next part. So while reading the file, if we want to read the file byte-wise, so in that case we can just pass the argument of how many bytes we want to read from a particular file. So let me show you how we can do it over here. So read method में हम बस एक argument pass करेंगे. Let's say I have to read 8 bytes of what I have written into my file. Let me run this code for you. Okay, so as I said, if we want to read n number of bytes, then we can just mention it over here, and in this way we can read the contents of this file. So basically these are the 8 bytes that we read. As we mentioned, we had to read 8 bytes. Okay, so now let's move forward to, I guess we have completed all of this. To retrieve each line in a file, you can use the read lines method to return a list which each element is a line in the file. Okay, so we will try to use this method also, read lines f.tab. just press the tab so we can see. There are many operations, guys, so just make sure you are trying each and every operation. I am just giving you the basic operations. To increase your knowledge, just go through all the methods and try to run it one by one. Okay, so as I said, when we perform the read lines to retrieve each line in a file, you can use the read lines method to return a list in which each element is a line in the file. Now let me show you. As we have appended it directly, our contents in the file are pasted directly. If I append it in this way, let's add a slash n, and then we will see how the list over here changes. As I told you, read lines returns us a list of the contents that are present in our file. So basically यहाँ ये हुआ, this was our first content of the line. Slash n occurs at the end of the first line. Even if we are shown it over here, it occurs at the end of the first line. So in the second content of that list is have a great day. So in this way, read lines is performed on a particular file. It returns us a list of the contents of the file. Okay, guys. So writing files using writing method. As I shown you, use write method to write the file. A file opened in write mode will delete its content. As I said you, if you open a file directly in a write mode, it will delete its previous contents. So write method returns number of bytes returned to a file. Okay, let's understand what is the meaning of this line. Write method returns the number of bytes returned into a file. Let me show you. If I will print over here, let me just a second. Let me just print f dot write. And just let me check what was its syntax. I'm not sure about the syntax. Just a second. Okay, let me show you. Okay, let me store it inside an object. Then I will print this object or a variable, whatever we can call it. Okay, so I guess it is clear to you that the returns, whenever we write something into a file, it returns us the number of bytes that we are writing into that particular file. Okay, so basically here we have written have a great day 4 5 6. Okay, as we have written 18 characters, so it has shown us 18 as an output. I hope this is clear to you all. If you have any doubt, please ask, or if you have no doubt, just write no into the chat section and we'll move forward. I think you have understood. So we will move forward with our next point, which is working with files. Okay, so we have written contents into our files. Now let's see how we work with our actual files. Okay, So basically, when we are performing file operations in industry, to be specific, now it would happen that we are just performing a certain set of operations on that file. In that case, it is easy to just matlab, in 3 lines the code is being executed by us. So basically, when we are working in industry, actually when we are working on real time projects, so what happens is we have to work on huge files. Okay, so basically, while working with files, the best practice is to use first practice is to use a try and finally block. So basically, whatever operations we are performing on file, let me show you. Now these are our operations. Okay, so basically we will write our operations in the try block, whatever operations we are performing, and in the finally block we will perform our action, which is file dot close. So our open file will be closed. So basically, in this part of code, it might happen we are working with multiple files. In our example, we have worked with just a single file, but when we are working in real time, then we work on multiple files. So here, let's say we have used another object for another file, which was teacher's attendance, to be specific. So that file will be closed in our finally block. So this is the first practice that we should follow while working with files. Now let me show you another practice. So alternately we can use with keyword. Okay, so how it is done, let me show you in another bunch of code. So what we were doing over here was key, whenever we opened a file, we were opening a file, we were performing the operation, we were closing it. Each and every time we had to close the file. Okay, then over here, so every time we had to close our file. So basically, to avoid this, we can use the with keyword, and let me show you. We can do simply with, as we have to open the file first, which is our attendance.txt. Let's say we are opening it in our let's not mention the mode over here, and let's see how it works. As f as file, make sure you are indenting this block, as we have to perform indentation over here when we are using the with keyword. We will perform our operation as file dot read, and we have to print its contents. Okay, so I didn't close my file, yet my file was closed in the background. So in this way the operation was performed. Now let's see what happens when we don't close a file. And let's say we are reading a file. File is equal to open attendance dot txt. Okay, let me read the file. Print file dot read. Now if I try to use the same file in another code, let's say file is equal to write open attendance.txt, and we write something into it, file.write /n new content. let's mention the mode over here. I guess the operation was successful. I guess the file has been closed, or it is allowing us to use files simultaneously. So there was no error, but sometimes it might happen that if you are not closing the file, so there this error occurs that you are not able to open the file, that it is because the file is already been opened by some other application. So in that case it occurs. So it is always good to close the file. So this was today's session, guys, working with files. I have shown you what are the best practices to work with files. If you have any doubt, please ask. We have got some time left, so meanwhile we are going to see some operations which are performed on the list. I will also explain you what is your today's assignment. This assignment will be in such a way that अब तक हमने जो कुछ सीखा है, you are going to you have to implement each and everything in order to perform that application. Okay, so let me show you. So what you have to basically do is you have to create a module. Okay, can you explain that file operation includes try and with block? So basically, as I said, what we always do is we perform multiple operations, and when we are working in real time, so उसमें क्या होता है, you have to close each and every file. मतलब you have done here, we have closed each and every file separately. So basically let me show you. Okay, मैंने फाइल ओपन की, मैंने फाइल में राइट भी किया. Now let me run this code. Okay, so basically हमने अंदर कुछ भी ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म किया, whether it may generate an error or not. So it is not a good practice to leave that file opened, or अगर error generate हुआ है, we are just leaving that file. So it is always better to use a finally block, as explained in day before yesterday's lecture. कि we finally block is executed no matter what. So basically when we are writing a finally block in close operation in a finally block, it will perform no matter what. So अगर error आया भी, so what it will do is execute the finally block and it will close the file, so that we so basically it is just this simple, that it is a basic operation or a good practice to always close the file. I hope your doubt is clear, Shubham. So basically now I will explain what is your assignment. You have to create a module. अब module में आपको क्या करना है, you have to add all your, now this module will contain your operations. Let's continue with our previous assignment, which was our simple calculator. अभी हम आपने पहले क्या किया, you just did okay, yeah. So you just did was you performed all the operation in a simple code. Okay. Now what I expect from you is you have to add these 4 functions in the modules: add, multiplication, division, and subtraction. So you have to add this for function into your code, into your module, then import that module, import it into your code, so that you will also understand the concept of module. Okay, so you will import it, then after that you will perform operations, uh, create a file before this, create a file before this you have to create a file. This may you will store random numbers. Now as we have not completed the uh, random module, मतलब वो देखा नहीं तो you won't know how we generate random numbers in Python. So basically leave that for now. So you will have a file जिसमें आप number store करोगे. All you have to do is read the data from that file and perform these 4 operations on that file, on the numbers which are present in that file. So basically आपको ये assignment complete करना है खुद का दिमाग लगा के कि how we can use the try catch block, how we can read the file, how we can perform certain actions on that file. So this would be your assignment for the day. Do you have any doubt regarding this assignment? मतलब if you have any doubt या कुछ समझा नहीं है तो please ask, I will explain it. If you have any doubt regarding the assignment, please ask, or yet we will continue with our we will, as we have time, we will complete some operations on this. Do you guys have any doubt? If so, please ask. Yet we will. Otherwise, we will continue with our list slicing operation. Do you guys have any doubt? Guys, are you there? Just ping me a hi or something, or yes or no. List slicing. So let me declare a list. Meanwhile, let's add some numbers. So I have declared my list over here. Now what operations we are going to first perform is how we slice a list. So basically, what is the concept of slicing? So basically, in some case scenario, what may happen that we have to perform actions on certain number of lists, okay, certain elements of list. So in that case, what we are going to do is slice the list. let's say I have to print the number from just these numbers 67811. Okay, from that is from 5th index to 10th index. So what I am going to do is I am going to slice my list. New underscore list is equal to list. So in this way the slicing operation will be performed. At the first we have to mention from which index we have to start. So as of now I have to start from let's say 5th index. Okay, up to, so this is the syntax guys. 5th से 10th तक मुझे elements चाहिए बस. So what I am simply doing is writing it into a new list. So okay, so let me run this code for you. Also let me print our new list. See, 67811. As I said, we have to use just this element, so it has simply copied just these elements of the list to over here. Now I have a question for you. If I just remove the first character, what will happen? Just a second guys, my chat section has been removed from over here. Just a second. Okay, yeah. So my question is, if I just remove this index, what will happen? Yeah, so Saurabh Zadav, it's the right answer. If I just remove the first thing from here, it will start from the 0th index up to the 10th index. Let me run this code for you. Okay, so basically what it did was, यहाँ से लेके 1 तक कंटेंट उसने कॉपी किया न्यू लिस्ट में. Okay, similarly if I remove this thing and just mention our first index, similarly 6th के बाद के एलिमेंट्स उसने न्यू लिस्ट में डाल दिए. Sorry Digambar, it will not print the whole list, but it will just print 0th index से जो हमने index mention किया है वहाँ तक. So basically first index mentions what would be the starting index. Second index mentions what would be the ending index. If the starting index is null, it takes it as 0. If the end index is null, it takes it as 0. और अगर हम ये दोनों हटा दें तो it will copy the same list as it is to the new list. Now also while slicing there is a third operation which is let me show you. We can also mention the interval. Let me show you. We can also mention the interval over here. At what interval we want to slice our list. Let's say from 0th index, we won't mention it over here. Again we will use a colon and we will write it, let's say 3. What it has done it over here is, उसने 1 को print किया, then उसने 3 elements छोड़ दिए. After 3 elements उसने 4 को print किया, then again after 3 elements उसने 7 को print किया. So in this way we can also mention the interval. Also in some cases it might happen that we have to traverse the list from the ending of the list. Let's say we have to just traverse the list from the first element to the second last element. So here instead of writing that index, we can simply write -1. Let me review the what is our interval and run it for you. So basically उसने क्या किया, लास्ट एलिमेंट को प्रिंट नहीं किया, and it started from the 0th index and it ended at the second last index. Also, if you want to traverse the list from the, let's see if this operation is supported or not. If we start with -1. Okay guys, so here I will show you one magical thing, which is how we invert the list. Okay, so as I said, just tell me what will be the part of code over here in order to invert list into new list. So basically in the list the elements are 1 2 3 4 5 6 from this up to 3. All I have to do is print the elements as 3 4 4 4 7 6 45 in this way into the new list. So how can we do? Please tell me what would be the logic over here. The first arguments represent the starting index, second argument represent the ending index, and this argument mentions as the what would be the interval. So how we can invert a list? All I have to do is invert the list. So what would be the logic? Just to make this session interactive, I just want it from your side. Okay, so let's try our first logic from the user side. From -1 to -20. Sushant, we can perform it in that way as well, but all I have to do is using the arguments I have to do the thing. So basically that wasn't the correct method to by using -1 to -20. Let me show you why. First index will not take the negative value. It means it is saying us that invert to this side. Okay, but as we know list के left side में तो कुछ भी नहीं, so it will not perform the operation in the correct way. Now let me show you how we can perform this operation. First element would be 0. Okay, second element would be end of the list. Now let me show you how we can do this. So the third element we will declare it as -1, as it is the interval. So what it will do is start with the end of the list, as I said. Yeah, so Mohammad Zaid, that's the correct answer. So let me show you. In this way we have reversed the list. I hope it is clear to you all how we have done this. Meanwhile, I will just create our attendance. Is that clear, guys, or you have any doubt? So basically list slicing is a concept which is asked in technical aptitude. So this is one of the concepts that you should focus on. so as it will help you in when you will actually apply for the technical aptitudes and placement things. Okay guys, so attendance form is ready. Before I publish the attendance form, I will just like to ask you, is the assignment question clear to you all? So what we have to actually perform in the assignment. So basically we are not going actually uh, our other team is going to check your assignment. So basically all you have to do is अब तक हमने जो कुछ सीखा है, you have to combine those concepts and make sure how you can implement that simple calculator thing, so that you will understand how we actually implement the uh, all we have learned till now. So is the assignment question clear to you all? Just ping a yes or no. If you have any doubt, please ask. Then I will publish the attendance form. This was for the day. Just ping a yes or no if you have any. गाइस असाइनमेंट मतलब ऐसे कुछ कंपलसरी नहीं है. मतलब if you have to do you can do it, or else you can just मतलब it's for your betterment. अगर आप परफॉर्म करोगे तो you will learn it. Okay, so I am now publishing the assignment form. I hope you have everything is clear to you all. Okay guys, so that was for the day. If you have any doubt, you can contact us or fill it in right into the form. The form is valid till 12:30. So yeah, that was for the day. Thanks for joining guys. I hope you have enjoyed the session.